I think most of the business plan that's left that we're going to go through is about what it says, planning. The first couple parts that we went through was just about writing, like, your business description, talking about SWOT analysis. Now we're actually going into like the plan. Majority of you sitting in the room, you don't have a big group of people that are doing, all your management plans or marketing plans. You're pretty much doing it by yourself with one or two other people, right? And so you have a lot on your plate. So if you have to just up and make decisions as they come, that might be disastrous for your business, right? So it's good for you to sit down, spend some time. You have your plan. We're talking about management plan. So others know if you're not around, you have it in place that others know, this is what I need to follow if I'm not able to, if you're not there or able to make that decision on hand. So it's important for you to have a plan. So there's marketing, there's production, right? What else? There's so many different components to this that you have to consider, and we're talking about employees, managers, outside help for each of these different components. So that's what we're talking about when we're going over the management plan. What are the different tasks? Who are the people who are responsible for these? So you're going through your internal employees, so your managers, your staff, your personnel, and then you're looking at outsiders. Who are you hiring to do some of the work that you don't have inside help to do? And we're also looking at some of the needs that we have or could need in the future that we don't have that person in place. Do we need to hire somebody else? Do we need to just contract out? That kind of thing. So that's what we're going to go through when we're talking about our management plan. So the management plan, as I said, it describes your management team as well as major employee positions, right? So at this point, you already know exactly what you need to get done. So you already know the different, I'm going to say, jobs that you need to get done, right? In terms of production, you need to have this in the ground at a certain time, or, all the different ins and outs of that. Or if it's marketing, so you know all that already. Now, who's doing this work? So that's what we're looking at. So it explains how owners, managers, and employees relate and contribute to the success of your operation. If your plan includes starting or expanding a business or your farm, then describe the new positions that you will need to fill. So you have to think ahead. So it's not just what you currently have. If you're thinking, I'm going to expand, who else would you need on your team to be able to do that? How many more people will you need on your team to be able to do that? How will you find these people? What are your plans to train these people and retain the help that you need? So a convenient way that I put up here, what I think to organize your plan is to look at the internal management team, to look at the external management resources, and then the human resources that you need. So the management team. So under this section of the plan, you're describing the main business management categories relevant to your business, right? And I put some of them down here. We're looking at production, sales, marketing, administration, whatever it is, you already know. So you're defining these. And then inside of these, you're looking for who's going to do these work, who's going to do all these different jobs inside of each of these categories, right? So you're going to identify who's going to have the responsibilities from each of these categories, and then have a profile of each of these different people's skill. So it's going to be detailed. I need this person. This is my, say, market manager. What does your market manager look like? Right? So that you're going to have information in your management plan about this person. What do they cover? What do they need to do? Are they responsible for promotion, advertising? Are they responsible for getting people to take your products to the market? What are they qualified for this position? So you have some sort of a resume on file about this person or these people. So that would be what, in terms of your management team, what you would look like. So you would have everybody who is responsible for a certain role and have a profile on each of these individuals. So some key management people may fill more than one role, and I imagine you all know so well that this is true, right? Like I said before, this is not a huge, sometimes not a very huge operation with a lot of employees, so you're probably doing a lot of the work yourself, or the people you hire, one person is responsible for several different things in the operation. The management plan will include resumes of each member of your management teams that I said before, which highlights their qualifications. So when you take these plans to, say, any lending institutions, they want to see, okay, these are the products that I offer, sure. These are my target market, sure. This is how I want my company to look like. But they want to know, do you have the skill, the people in place to be able to help you to do this, right? Because I imagine you can't do it all. So they want to know that, yes, you have your goals or objectives or how you want your business to look like, but can you really pull it off, essentially? So you want to have like resumes for your team. So it's easy to see that they're qualified for different positions that you hire each of these individuals for. The management plan will include an explanation of how each person's skill will contribute to the operation or the success of your business, right? So you're not just hiring random individuals. I want to know if I hire this person for marketing, I can see that this is how they're going to contribute. These are their qualifications. This is how they're going to impact my business in a positive way, obviously. And then follow up with an explanation of how your management team will be compensated. So in here you'll have maybe their salaries, wages, benefits, if that's applicable. So you would include that as well. And then the external management resources. So now we're looking for outside help, because I would imagine you don't have it all, like you're not able to do it all, right? And sometimes the people you hire, they're, say on the production side, they're to help with production, to help with marketing, but then there are other aspects of your business that you have to consider, like if you have some legal aspects of your business, right? So you probably need lawyers if you do need that kind of thing, or maybe accountants or whatever it is that you don't currently hire those persons full-time, but you need this help whenever any of these needs arises. So do not overlook these external resources or personnel when writing your plan, because again, if you're going to a lending institution, they want to know that you have all your bases covered, right? So they want to know that I don't have this internally, but I'm going to hire this person. This is what they look like, and this is how they're going to contribute to my business. Using these resources effectively can make the difference between management success and failure. Again, if you need the help, hire the help, and if you cannot afford to hire this person on a long-term basis. Think of EMR as your internal management team backup, right? You don't need them every day, but when you do need them, you have these people in place. And they give your business management plan credibility and an additional pool of expertise. All right, so when we're talking about external management resources, we are looking at, say, professional services or contractors, right? Say, for example, I'll hire an accountant. So in this plan of external management resources, you want to list all these professionals and describe all their services that they provide, whether they're just consultants or they're actually doing another service. And then have a profile for each of them, just like you would with your management team. This is what they do, this is what they're good at, this is why I hire them, they're in line with what my company goals are, what my company believes in, that kind of thing. So have a profile of each of these different companies or people that you hire from outside, even if it's temporarily. As I said before, these could include some accounting, marketing, financial, or legal assistant. And then when applicable, this is not applicable to everyone, but if it is, then also talk about your advisory board. Do you have outsiders who are helping you, giving you advice of how to successfully run the business? It could be somebody who is already farming, who, they do the same thing that you do, they've been through it, you're starting up, you're new, and you need that kind of assistance. So it could be those kind of people. It could be extension people that are assisting you. But whatever it is, if you do have an advisory board, again, list their name, titles, expertise, and experience, and how they contribute to the success of your business. Always include that in there. How do they contribute to your business? Why did I hire this person? So it's not just random, oh, I just felt like bringing this person on board. I have to know that if I invest this money into bringing this person into my company, they're contributing to my profit line. And then human resource needs. And these are, you're talking about your other employees and staff that are not on the management team. Again, you know the task or the roles that you need them to fill, whatever area it might be, in operations, marketing, financial, whatever it is. So list these tasks that they must accomplish, and describe who is responsible for each of the tasks and how many employees work in each area, right? So this is pretty detailed. Your management plan is pretty detailed. Include employee management plan. Say if you have some compensation plan, incentive plans, employee handbook, training procedure, whatever it is, this is where you would list all this information. This is my last slide, but I just want to say it's really important for you to evaluate your internal and external team, right? Do you have all the human resources that you need? Are they capable of doing your work, right? Is my management team like really strong? Do I need to hire somebody to fill in some of the gaps that are in my management team? So again, let me just take a step back and say, all these plans that you're doing, management, marketing, financial, whatever it is, they're not set in stone. These are things that you're going over, and you're making changes to them as necessary. So once you write it, don't think, oh, that's it, I'm done. You're always going back and making changes to these plans. All right, so when you're evaluating your internal and external team, you're looking, are there gaps in the management team that needs to be filled? Am I missing a key person that I need who could strengthen my business, who could bring my profitability up, whatever it is? So are there any gaps that I need to be filled? How will management change as the business grow and expand? So this is what I currently have. These are the people that I currently have. These are their roles. But if I was supposed to expand my business or change any aspect of my business, are the people in place still sufficient for what I need, or do I need to hire more people to do those jobs? So look at that. How will the management change as your business changes? Identify strengths and weaknesses of your management team. Are these areas where you need to hire professional services to help in the future? Again, not everybody knows it all, right? I'm in extension. I'm an ag agent. I'm not on the production side, and I always tell my farmers, don't ask me anything about production. That would be the worst business decision you could ever make in your life. I'm on marketing, so we don't know it all, right? We need a group of people to help us to be successful in what we're doing. Again, so is your team strong enough to accomplish what you set out to accomplish? You know your mission, you know your vision, you know your task, you know what you want to accomplish, you know where you want to get in your business. Do I have the team that I need, the team of experts to get me to where I want to be? Or do you need additional staff? Again, if you need additional employees, as I said earlier, how will you find them? How will you promote to them? Will you ask employees that you currently have if they have any friends? So you have to have a plan in place. I know the roles. Okay, I know the type of people that I want. How do I find these people? Do I have any sort of training manual in place? Because I need to train these people for them to be doing exactly what, as the owner of the business, I know what I want my business to look like. I know the procedures that I use. So you don't want just about anyone coming in and doing. Every farm operation is different, right? So your values might be different. The way you do things might be different. So do you have something in place that you're training these new hire to fit right in to how you run your operation? And then how do you retain these employees? Do you have something in place, some sort of incentives? Because if you do find a good employee, you don't want to lose them because you don't have that time to go back and retrain. You don't have that time to go back and search for new employees. So do I have something in place that once I find this really good person, that I know I will keep this person? So some sort of incentive in place to keep this person. So again, it takes a lot of planning. It takes time for you to sit down and do all these plans that we're talking about, but it's really important for you to do it, to have something in place. You can't just on the fly, sometimes you do, but just make decisions. And especially, again, like I said, if you're wearing several different hats, right? you're not necessarily always available when something comes up. So at least you have something in place for your employees to be able to refer to if something comes up that you need to make decisions. So take the time and actually do your plan, do your business plan. It's very, very important. Even if you're not looking to do it to get funding, it's for you and for your employees, you know, to make sure that you're doing what you set out to do as your business. Again, you're the owner, you know where you want to be in the future, you know where you're building your business to be, so you want to make sure that everybody who is on your team is on the same page as you are.